What is going on, YouTube family? Welcome back to the channel. If you've not yet, like, share, and subscribe and do all that stuff. Just want to put that out there before we get started. Today's video is going to be about tire rotation, how to, whys, and all that stuff. I'm going to answer any questions, hopefully for you guys, that you may have. And we'll just see where it goes from here. So, let's roll the intro. Get in a car like this and smile, there's something wrong with you. Welcome back. Today we're going to be working on the 2016 Silverado. We're actually going to be rotating the tires. Now these tires are directional tires, so that's what more or less the video is going to be about, is rotating directional tires. There are, I believe, 4 sets of different tires out there. You've got directional, you've got symmetrical, you've got asymmetrical, and I believe the other one is directional, asymmetrical, and we might get into all that a little bit later on, or maybe shortly, I don't know. But right now the focus is on a directional tire. Now on a directional tire, you can only run them front to back when rotation, or back to front. You cannot cross them or zigzag pattern or an X pattern. You can, but you actually have to take the tire off the wheel and turn it around and put it on the other side. Directional means that the arrow, there's typically an arrow on the tire, and I don't know where it's at right now on this particular tire, but the arrow goes that way. So whichever way the truck or car moves forward will be the way the arrow faces. So just keep that in mind as we're going along here. Now a lot of people typically use a tread depth gauge, and I have one here, but I don't use it. I can't see it, guys. You gotta, I have to have a magnifying glass to see that. I just can't see it. So what I typically do is I use my peepers and my finger. That's plain and simple. Now, your experts recommend that you rotate your tires every 5,000 miles. Myself personally, I do it whenever I feel that it needs to be done. And that's by visual inspection and the old finger test. And what I mean by finger test is I'll walk over and stick my finger in the depth of the tread and kind of measure it off like that, and then go around the vehicle and check each way that way. Is it as good as this? You decide. You do you. I'm going to do me. So that's where we're at with this. And I believe we should just go ahead and get started. Already established that the tire is going to rotate in this direction. It's going to roll in that direction. That's the way the rotation is. Okay, with a directional tire, the reason they are called directional, if you'll notice the lugs, you've got one kind of this way, you've got one this way, one this way, and one this way. They're not all the same. This is a mud terrain tire, which means it's not all terrain. It's strictly supposed to be for mud, but I'm using it for street use. Now typically a mud tire will wear a lot faster than your normal tires, because especially if you're running them on the street, because that's not what they're made for. They're made for mud and not street use. If you rotate this tire the other way, it will not be functional. Yes, it'll still be a tire. Yes, it'll still roll. You just may have issues. If you don't have these tires mounted the right way, then they can't work, they can't dig the way they need to, they can't clean themselves the way they need to. They just don't work properly. And that goes the same with all directional tires. Now, if it's a snow tire, it's the same way. It has to go that certain direction. If it's a rain tire, same thing. They're meant to go a certain direction. If they don't go that direction, then you're kind of losing the functionality of what you're actually buying them for. So that's the purpose for a directional tire. Like I said, this is a mud tire. It's a 33 12.5 by 20. Now these wheels are fuel wheels, 20 by 10. They are an Amazon special tire. And I'm kind of going to give a shout out to the tire right now. It's a Thunderer, I don't know. Look it up on Amazon. It's a Thunderer. It's a track grip mud tire. Now this is the second set of tires that I've had. I had this set on another truck that I had, and they're amazing tires. They wear great. They dig great. They're even great on the highway. Like I said, I use them on highway use, even though they're a mud tire. While you got your, while you're rotating your tires, kind of inspect everything, guys. Kind of go over everything. Look at your brakes. Kind of inspect everything. Make sure, everything looks good. Right now is a prime opportunity to, which I'm going to do too, is grease everything. Make sure everything's well greased. And just go over everything before you snap it all back together. I want to see how much this weighs compared to my stock tires, because probably a lot of you guys have stock tires and wheels out there. And I just kind of want to see the difference. I know these are extremely heavy. And let's see what these weigh. There again, they are 20 by 10s, and the tires are 33 1250s. What are we looking at? 100 pounds right on the dot. Wow. 265, 70, 17, that's the tire size anyway. I'm assuming the wheel's a 17 by 9. Or maybe a 17 by 8, I'm sorry. Now let's see what the rolling mass on the stock wheel and tire is. Looks like 62 pounds. 62 pounds. So there you go. A stock wheel and tire on a 2016 Silverado is 62 pounds. And your fuel wheels with tires, if you get a mud terrain tire, it's a 20-inch, and a 33 12.5 20 tire is 100 pounds. So there's your difference. I was wondering why my gas mileage went up considerably, which I already knew why, but I didn't know they weighed that much. Wow. All right, let's get things greased. Now, as stated in the video earlier, there are 4 types of tire tread patterns. The directional tires, which are the ones that I'm explaining here, which is pretty much throughout my garage. That's everything that I have is a directional tire. There's symmetrical tread patterns. There's asymmetric pattern, and there's a directional asymmetric pattern. The symmetrical tire treads are the most popular tire on today's market. They provide excellent wet and dry road performance as well as long tire life. Due to their uniform tire wear pattern, these tires can be mounted either way depending on preference for left or right-handed vehicles. Asymmetrical pattern now, they have blocks that are different on the left and right tire. These tires provide superior traction throughout their life, but they do not perform well in wet weather conditions because the water doesn't disperse as well as they should. Now, directional asymmetrical, these tires have a unique tread block design on both sides of the tire so it can rotate in either direction depending on the tire rotation pattern. These tires are excellent performers in terms of handling and traction, but they do not last very long at all. So there's your different types. Now, as you're seeing here, you're watching me grease with my fingers and just, guys, on these trucks, there's not many grease points. So you just pretty much have to put grease where you can. And I've come to find out that, hey, if it works, I'm not going to stop doing it. So it may look dumb, but is it really dumb if it works? So there you go. Enjoy the rest of the video, guys. Don't do that, guys. So much for that one. Cobalt ain't as strong as they used to be, that's for sure. Try that again. Looks good. Let's go to the front. Is the little ring that actually goes inside the hub of these aftermarket wheels, the centric ring. If you don't have one of these, you might want to check it out. That's the stock hub hole. See how small that is. You come over here to this and look how large in diameter that actually is. Even though you're lining it up with your lug nuts, everything's lined up, it's still a little off. Just like me, I'm a little off. But you get that bounce and you can't get it out. These will help take that out, I promise you. Just pop in, and that's it. These wheels, as I just said, are 100 pounds each. And I mean, I'm not a very big guy. I can lift 100 pounds, but when you're trying to deadlift it and put it on lug nuts, it gets a little aggravating. One way that I've found that helps is if you got a screwdriver or some kind of breaker bar or whatever, kind of just put it underneath the tire, roll the tire up on it, and then kind of just lift up. Just casually bring that up, and then there you go, guys. That brings it, that's a lot easier. You don't have to fight with it. Just makes life a lot easier. Cool. Hope that was explained well enough to you. Hopefully you understood the 4 types of tires that are out there. Myself personally, I don't have any of the rest to show you. All I've got are directional tires, everything, including the motorcycle's got a directional tire on it. Even though I can't run the front to the back, I can't rotate them, it's still a directional tire. Same with the Corvette. And I have seen cases, guys, of even the belts breaking in the tires because they're not meant to run the opposite direction. It's okay to back up and do that kind of stuff, but when you get up to speed and stuff like that, it breaks everything down in that tire. Am I a tire expert? Absolutely not, but I do have experience. The next step on the truck is I'm going to go ahead and do the other side, which I'm not going to show you none of that. We're going to finish up the video, but once I'm done with that, I'm going to go around and check my tire pressure. I'm going to put everything on this particular tire. Now, this is a preference for me. I like to run my truck tires around 36 PSI. It's not too hard that way. It's not too soft. A typical tire runs between 32 and up. It just more or less depends on your preference and what you want to run it on. Don't run it on anything less than 32 PSI because it's going to make the tire wear wrong. It's not going to wear correctly. It probably will be a lot softer. You're probably going to get a lot softer ride, but you're going to compromise the tire in the process. So you're going to lose. So before I end this video, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you, the OGs and the new ones that's just recently came in. I think a lot of you just came in through the video Zombies Will Wake the Dead, where I put the mufflers on the street glide, and a lot of you are coming in through seeing my shorts. I just want to say seriously thank you to each and every one of you. This is a new channel. It's only been up for 7 months, and I never expected it to be anything like this, to be honest, and it's growing better than I actually thought it would. I don't have any social media presence. All I've got's Facebook and YouTube, and I do have Instagram, but I don't use it that often. But I mean, I'm thankful, guys. I'm very thankful, and it's to you guys. And I would like to get the 500 subscribers by Valentine's Day, and if I get the 500 by Valentine's Day or near it, I'm going to go live, and I'm going to give one of you something. I can't tell you what it is because I can't reveal all my secrets, guys. I can't tell you everything, but let's just say you'll enjoy it. You'll like it. That's good enough. I wouldn't lie to you. I've not yet. I'm not going to. So let's try to get the numbers up. Let's try to get to around 500 by, somewhere around Valentine's Day. And like I said, if we do, even if it's before Valentine's Day, whenever, I'll try to go live and I'll give one of you guys something. And I can't tell you what it is, but you do have to be subscribed. That's the catch. That's the only catch there is to this whole thing. You don't have to pay for nothing. You don't have to give me money. I'm giving you something. It's my appreciation to you guys. So there you go. How about that? I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it helped somebody out there out. Many people don't know how to do things anymore. Many people take their cars to have things done, and the times are hard right now. We can't afford to do everything that we used to once do. You have to learn to do things yourselves. That's all I got for you. You know the deal, like always. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace. I'm out.